The football offseason, it's always just a whirlwind, isn't it?
Absolutely. So much going on.
Yeah, the sheer volume of news, the high stakes, and, it's not just about who they sign.
Right. It's this whole complex web. Strategy, player health, finance, even politics. It's a lot to track,
It really is. It can feel almost impossible to keep up sometimes.
which is exactly why we're here, right? To cut through that noise.
Exactly. Our mission at the Deep Dive is to dig into all that, pull out the important stuff, and help you get properly informed on a topic fast. Think of us as your express lane to the real story.
And today we are jumping right into FC Barcelona's summer. It's been incredibly busy, incredibly multifaceted.
For sure. We're talking major transfers, some critical injury news, and these really complex negotiations with the governing bodies.
Yeah, high stakes stuff.
And to do this deep dive, we've looked at quite a bit. There was an exclusive interview with President Joan Laporta, official club stuff, market reports.
A good mix of sources to get a full picture.
So let's get into it. This is your shortcut to understanding what's really going on inside a huge club like Barça. What does all this activity actually mean for them, on the pitch and off it?
Well, first off, what's interesting is how Laporta framed it. He basically said they achieved their main summer transfer goals.
Which were...
Strengthening the goalkeeper and forward positions. He sounded pretty confident about that.
Okay, and they brought in Rooney Bargi too, right? The attacker.
Yep. Someone the football department apparently has high hopes for. But the goalkeeper signing, Jean Garcia, that seems like there was more to it than just getting a backup.
Oh. What did you pick up there?
Well, Laporta linked it directly to worries about Marc-André Ter Stegen's back injury. He called it tactical foresight by Dicko and the team.
Ah, okay. So not just reacting, but planning ahead for a potential problem.
Exactly. Proactive risk management, you could say. They saw a possible issue with a key player and moved early. Laporta called it a good deal on all fronts, too.
Because finding a keeper like Garcia would have been tougher and cost more later.
That's the implication. Finding that quality on the open market isn't easy or cheap. It suggests a more deliberate long-term strategy than maybe we've seen before.
Interesting. Now, speaking of forwards, there was a lot of talk about Nico Williams. That didn't happen in the end.
Right, and Laporta was clear it wasn't Nico saying no or La Liga blocking it. It was just, quote, the conditions offered, we could not accept. Simple as that, apparently.
So the deal just wasn't right for Barca financially or structurally.
Seems so, but then they pivoted.
To Marcus Rashford,
Yeah.
which Laporta called a major coup.
Yeah, a big name. And he highlighted the benefits, both sporting and commercial. Rashford's already training, expected on the Asia Tour. Fans are obviously keen to see him play.
That shows some serious agility, doesn't it, to switch targets like that at the top level?
It really does. Now, sticking with forwards, we have to talk about Lamine Yamal.
Oh, absolutely. The praise from Laporta is just immense.
Isn't it? He called him unique, full of personality, a leader, someone who brings magic. And then he drops the best in the world in his position today.
At 18?
Yeah.
That's quite something.
It is. But Laporta also stressed the La Masia connection, his roots at the club, and crucially, he said the agents, the family, and Barça are all aligned.
That sounds important for keeping him grounded and focused.
Definitely. Creating that stable environment for such a huge talent.
There was that little bit of noise about his 18th birthday party, too.
Ah, yes, the media buzz. Laporta brushed it off, though, called it a private party.
He even joked his only regret was not going because it looked like a fantastic party.
Uh-huh, yeah. Elegant, fun, friends, influencers, artists. The works. But the main point was, Lamine came back, trained hard, business as usual.
Just shows the spotlight these young guys are under, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And the club backing him like that is probably key.
Okay, moving on from players specifically to club operations. The preseason tour to Asia, there were some doubts, but it's happening now.
Yes, confirmed. Those initial contractual issues with the promoter, the ones that forced them to suspend the first game, they've been resolved satisfactorily.
Good news for Hansi Flick, the manager. He needs that preseason structure.
For sure. Laporta said this resolution lets Flick proceed with plans as intended, keeping the structure and competitive rhythm.
And the confirmed schedule is Vissel Kobe in Japan, then FC Seoul and Daegu FC in South Korea.
That's right, July 27th, July 31st, and August 4th.
And having Rashford involved now just adds that extra bit of star power, right?
Right.
Boosts the global profile.
Definitely. These tours are massive for brand building, not just fitness, crucial commercially.
Okay, so we've covered transfers, young stars, the tour, but it hasn't all been smooth sailing. Let's get into some of the, let's say, strategic challenges. starting with an injury that connects back to what we said earlier.
Right, Marc-André Ter Stegen. It's confirmed he needs surgery on his back.
Yeah, he posted about it himself, didn't he? Said it was a tough day for me personally. Rough news.
It is, and the recovery time is estimated at about 3 months.
3 months. Now, you mentioned this has financial implications. How does that work?
Well, this is where it gets quite technical with the financial rules. If he was out for 4 months, the club could use 80% of his salary as margin to register new players, specifically Garcia and Szczesny were mentioned.
Wow, okay, so that 3 versus 4 month timeline is actually critical for their registration capacity.
Exactly. It highlights how tight things are financially. Laporta admitted it's a complicated situation in goal, lots of competition, but he also made sure to praise Ter Stegen's attitude through it all.
Makes that Joan Garcia signing seem even more strategically layered now.
Doesn't it? Beyond just injury cover. But it's not just injuries and transfers Barca's juggling. Their relationship with UEFA has been a big story, too. That fine.
The 60 million fine, yeah.
Yeah.
Which got reduced to 15 million. Where did that come from again?
It all goes back to the levers, selling off future assets for immediate cash.
Right, like TV rights or parts of Barca studios.
Exactly. La Liga accepted that as extraordinary income, but UEFA apparently saw it differently. They viewed it as ordinary income.
Which meant, under UEFA's rules, Barca showed losses they shouldn't have.
Pretty much, yeah. Leading to the sanctions.
But Laporta argued Barca's structure is different, didn't he?
He really leaned into that Barca is a non-profit members association, not a typical corporation, a unique legal structure.
And he seemed to think UEFA, or at least President Ceferin, understood that.
He praised Ceferin for having a special sensitivity to football and getting that difference. He suggested that, plus improved financial management lately, helped get the fine reduced.
Interesting. Suggests maybe a less confrontational relationship now?
It could point that way, and that leads us nicely into the Super League situation, because there's movement there too, real movement.
Okay. What's happening?
Laporta confirmed UEFA is now actually in discussions with Bernd Rijkaard and the Super League's legal team.
Wow. That's a big shift from the all-out war we saw initially.
Huge. He mentioned a preliminary agreement developing in 3 areas, with the digital platform being the most advanced, calls it a positive step.
So what's Barcelona's stance now? Are they still pushing the Super League hard?
Their position, Laporta says, is consistent. They want an open competition based on merit and something more sustainable and profitable, always aiming for improvement for European football.
And there was that European court ruling recently that seemed to favor the Super League side.
Right. That likely added pressure. But Laporta stressed the goal now is unity in football. Both sides are opening up, getting closer to an agreement.
And Barca sees itself as a mediator, working with Real Madrid on this.
Seems that way. Playing a central role in bridging that gap. It could genuinely reshape European competitions if they pull it off. Yeah, the whole landscape could change.
Okay, away from Europe for a moment. The FIFA Club World Cup. Barca missed out. How did Laporta feel about that?
He said mixed feelings. On one hand, he'd have liked to be there, thought they probably would have won it.
Confidence isn't lacking there.
No. But on the other hand, he admitted not being there means our players will be more rested. That classic club versus international calendar tension.
Did he accept the reasons they missed out?
Not entirely. He apparently complained directly to the FIFA president.
Really? About what?
Arguing that Barca should have been included based on our history.
Yeah.
He criticized that some teams receive wild cards that do not have our legacy.
That's quite direct.
Yeah.
A bold move.
It is. He also questioned the tournament's financial success, saying, I doubt those who invested in it will do so again. Though he did admit the final games were good, competitive.
And suggested future selection criteria might change.
Yeah, hinted that changes might be coming for future editions. We'll see.
Okay, one last area, defensive reinforcements. It sounds like they're looking for a center back.
Yes, especially with some doubts over the continuity of Inigo Martinez and Andreas Christensen. They seem to need cover or potentially a replacement there.
And given the finances we've discussed, they need a cheaper option.
A low-cost option would be preferred, yes. Which brings Ibrahima Konaté into the picture.
From Liverpool. Why him specifically?
Well, Liverpool are reportedly desperate to get him signed to a new deal, but haven't managed it yet. Efforts have been in vain so far, was the phrase used.
Meaning he could leave this summer, or maybe even on a free next year.
Exactly. His deal enters its final 6 months in January, which opens up pre-contract possibility.
But there's a catch, isn't there? Another big club is interested.
A very big club, Real Madrid. They apparently have strong interest and would prefer that pre-contract route like they did with Mbappe and Trent Alexander-Arnold.
So it's Barça versus Real Madrid for his signature. Again.
Pretty much. Liverpool would apparently sell now for £40 million, but the report says neither Barca nor Real are willing to pay that right now.
So the challenge for Barcelona is huge. Trying to convince him, potentially waiting, and beating Real Madrid.
Would be no mean feat, as the source puts it. But he's only 26, could partner Pau Cubarsí for years. You can see why he's a strategic target. It's a boardroom battle as much as anything.
Wow, okay. What a summer it's been for Barcelona. When you lay it all out, it's incredibly complex.
It really is. We've gone from transfers to youth development, injuries, finances, UEFA relations, Super League talks, even the Club World Cup.
It's a vivid picture, isn't it? Securing talent like Rashford,
Yeah.
managing Ter Stegen's situation, navigating those UEFA fines and Super League talks.
Exactly. These are the multi-layered decisions that really steer a global club. It goes so far beyond just what happens on the pitch week to week.
And hopefully, this deep dive has given you a clearer sense of that. It's not just football news, it's strategy, it's risk management, it's the intersection of sport, business, law.
Absolutely. It's fascinating stuff when you dig into it.
So, to leave you with something to think about, considering everything we've discussed, Barca's unique member-owned structure, the shifting sands between UEFA and potential breakaway leagues like the Super League, how might all these off-field battles, these financial strategies, these legal structures, fundamentally change what success even means for a club like Barcelona in the future? Is winning trophies still the only measure, or is victory increasingly won in the boardroom?